Welcome to a Windows 10 Computer Skills tutorial, tips and tricks for teachers and students. This is kind of a list of the things that we're going to go over. We may have a separate video for hardware and networks. So the first thing is Windows 10 is an operating system. So what is an operating system? It's basically the software, right? Your phone has an operating system on it. Your gaming console at home like an Xbox or PS whatever, and your computer, whatever type of computer it is, has an operating system on it. So we have Windows 7, Windows 10, right? You got your phone might have Android Marshmallow or Android Lollipop or Jelly Bean. And then we have platforms. You'll hear them kind of exchanged evenly. And that's platform has an OS, but it's basically including the hardware. It needs hardware. Where the OS is just the software. And we'll kind of leave it just to be that simple. So this is the Windows 10 interface. Here we have our desktop. We have some icons here. We also have the Start menu, where we have our programs installed. You can log out by clicking your user here and sign out. Or you can also right-click on the Start bar and then do Sign Out here instead. Either way. Then we have our taskbar here where the Start menu is on. We have shortcuts here, as well as what I have open, our tabs, and then we have a tray over here with common things, software that's running in the background. Like we have audio, but here we can go in to look at some of our audio settings. We have some cool icons here for programs that I have bookmarked, and you can bookmark them several ways. One, if you have an icon on your desktop, I can drag it down here and pin it, so now I can open this program through here. You can also, if you have something open, like I have Google Chrome open right now, I can right click on that and do pin to taskbar, and when I close this out it'll be pinned here just like these other icons. You can also come in here to the Start menu and pin something like, say I want to do Premiere Pro, I can just right click on it and do pin to start or pin to taskbar. So pin to start will pin it up here, and so we'll pin it to the taskbar. And then I get my icon. And to move these around, I can just drag them and kind of move around what I need to. Now you, of course, we're going to have less icons and some things. There's some other things that you can do, like right click, and we can unlock the taskbar so that we can drag it around. Say I want to have it on the side, or I want to have it up top. You can do that. Now if you do lock, then you won't be able to move it, which is fine. Next up, we're going to cover the File Explorer to get around Windows. The shortcut is Windows E. And that'll allow us so that we can create, copy, paste, move, save, rename files, you name it. And we're going to go over some viewing, sorting files, and the quick access shortcut. So when you press Windows E, you'll get this menu window pop up. And in order to get to, say, like our pictures folder, we have to go through an assortment of folders to get there. And so just to kind of show you how to work this so that when you need it, you know how to do it. It's pretty simple. But you have files here. You go up to view for how you want to view them. So we have stuff like this, preview pane and details. So we could do large icons, medium icons, right, list, content. There's all these different ones that you could choose from. A lot of times I'm doing details when we have a ton of files, like for making a game. And I may want to turn on preview pane, and that allows us to actually come in here, and I can easily just move around with the arrow keys and I can see what each of them looks like, which is pretty cool. Next up is adding shortcuts to the quick access bar. So we can minimize these so we can kind of see you have quick access, this PC, and network. So for quick access, we have our desktop, pictures, downloads, documents. I have a folder saved here. You can have quick access shortcut to a lot of different things, and it's really just as simple as here's this screenshots folder. Say I don't want to have to go through this menu. I can just drag it over here to quick access and I get it pinned, and I can reorder these so that I have them in the order that I want, that I can easily come in here and get to my screenshots. So that's used for folders that you are constantly going in and out of. Now just put it in your quick access. Now there are different file types, as you saw. The common image file types, we have JPEG, Targa, and PNGs, which are just images that you can view pictures, right? You have also common video files, audio files, and 3D generic files. We also have compressed files, in which some cases maybe you can't fit something in email and you don't want to put it in Google Drive or whatever. You can compress everything in one file, so you can put a bunch of files in one file, compress it, and then email it. And it shrinks it down to save size, save the memory. Then there are also program-specific files. So it'd be pretty hard to open up a PSD in most programs, unless if you have Photoshop. To create a RAR, this is how you would do it. Basically, you have an icon here, or whatever the program, the files on the desktop. You select them all, right-click, drag the file, and select 7-zip, like you would here, and then you go over and then say extract to or add to whatever the name of your file is, and it'll have a 7-zip or a .zip to it. Next up, to open it, so you email it to somebody or you get emailed one. It's pretty simple how you'd open it. Here's a RAR zip file, kind of all the same thing. You just right-click, drag it, do 7-zip, and extract it. Whatever the name is, it'll extract it to a folder that's called that. So in this case, it'll end up just being full game, and that'll be the name of the folder. Pretty simple. One way to get around is snapping, which we can do a couple ways. I'll show you the first without using shortcuts. So here we have our window in which we can snap the Windows or File Explorer to the left or the right side, or even snap it up to the top, and it makes it bigger. Which brings us to another way of double-clicking. So if we double-click the title bar of any window, that will let us maximize, minimize it. The other easy way would just be to use the Windows and the arrow key to go maximize left, right, or lower, or minimize it all the way. So the arrow keys are very helpful. To cycle through the programs, you can do Alt-Tab, and that'll allow me to select the different programs that I have open depending on what screen they're on. Another shortcut would be the Windows key opens up the Start menu. And we also have Control and your mouse scroll wheel will make your icon smaller or larger. When using the Chrome browser for the internet, we like to make that our default browser, so you can do that by going to these three dots and then Settings. You'll scroll to the bottom and you'll look for Default Browser, and then here you'll click the button to make Chrome your default browser. So next up would be having this bookmarks bar. So the first shortcut is just to turn it on. That's Control-Shift-B, and that will hide that or unhide that. And you can also get to that. So if you go to your bookmarks, you'll have your shortcuts up here at the top for Control-Shift-B to show bookmarks bar. To bookmark something, say I have a website that I would like to bookmark. Right, I would then do Control-D, and it'll ask me, what do you want to bookmark that to? So the folder, what I would do is select the bookmarks bar, and that will put it at the top here somewhere. Depending on how many you have, you may have a list, because I have a whole list of them that shows up. And then you would click Done, and that will add it to your bookmarks bar.